Hello, Americans. The people, the names of the people of the sciences, including of the law, including of the branches of government, individually grouped and together, they make confessions, and they have made confessions to a breaching method at countries A through Z, and where and how that is manifest. They knew others slash S would simultaneously be demonstrated to us, where and how nature is demonstrating to us a high performing breaching method is involved in America since before America's founders were born, was even slavery entrenched northern colonies, southern colonies. Our founders describe and our founders describe for us how to describe that and to overcome it. But we have our founders plural replaced with people that were for all we know they were counter extorted and they weren't part of our founders. Our presidents and the drafters of the Constitution were distinct from those involved with the plan of James Madison and the plural founders to counter extort everyone because no one had the security to be anywhere near capable of speaking and then using principles with syntax nature. They weren't permitted to, or they were sensed not just by international companies involved even with slavery. They have roles only permitted with all kinds of things against every human difference, every difference. This is against nature itself, with design the suburbs tactically to nature before America's founders were born. This is in many ways not debatable. The only reason it appeared to be debatable is because campuses is A through Z, we know sickly distinctly, but also sickly non-distinctly. They have replaced with our founders, communicating what nature itself does, which would have brought this up, but no one has been. Honesty, while everyone was abused to use truths for lies, to screen lies, to force a quality nature of debate that's criminally foreign influence slash hyper criminally foreign influence. Not just at America, and then they have problems with weapons and shooting at each other. And everyone's like, oh my God, because it keeps getting worse because nature's showing us. We're using an as assist syntax systems, plural, all tactical interior, all singular, we're all humanity voicings, tactical interior from what nature shows their syntax to be, their distinctions. The answer, the solution slash S. We hear people use the word solution. Well, according to my calculations, we need a solution. We need diplomacy because that's the opposite of what nature is. Opposites to show us what is simultaneous slash hyper simultaneous. Perfect slash hyper perfect. If we have black pupils, whites of eyes, and nature showing us that it's using that for communications, and that a breaching method, which since we were little kids, we knew a breaching method was involved with that. Search your souls. Remember. Have forgiveness because, there are a whole bunch of identities of integrity that are reliant upon pretending that's integrity. And that's what they were trained, is their job, not the Constitution unabridged, but to defend difference slash S, like the names of the people of sciences, the industry's tied. These countries that are shooting nuclear bombs at each other have all kinds of natures of organized crimes together still uncharged. Manifest right where too. They have formal things uncharged only because of their roles with wire crime acts and methods, federal evidences rackets, and pretending not to realize styles individually grouped and together. Collusion slash S with names on all sides of criminal and civil cases, crime scenes. As the interbranch report at the same time, their lawyers, their family members, their sources, their campuses, the news at the same time, names next to body doping spots, hyper additionally too with the crime scenes relative. Same ones at campuses. Identity theft, fraud, slanders from other behind people's backs into databases acting, and others are a part of it too. Keeps everyone criminally foreign influence slash hyper criminally foreign influence. I'm not even a lawyer. Marbury versus Madison. Interbranch has been switching names, forging names. Former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, has a Don LeConte. It has others with intelligence at and next to Fox Connecticut News, at and next to CBS, at and next to NBC. There's sources too. NBC has sources who has kids in Wethersfield, involved also with the kids in all ages of, like, all kinds of different ages of man and woman with the Leahy family with Hartford Hospital, faking transcripts, affected confessions to me on my street when I was a kid and then as an adult. Fake tie. I never had a word of conversation with the Leahys. They had me tell someone told me their name, someone told them my name. No, they're plotting. They had collusions with everything. Like, multiple courts are personally and professionally involved with predicate acts, federal evidences, crimes, rackets, identity theft, fraud, slanders, and relative delusions with this Leahy family and others with Hartford Hospital and other campuses that are involved with predicate acts on my street with people also on a relative street where they have other relative streets where have a whole bunch of instances with crimes known and unrealized because they have their own officers' collusions with it, overt criminal enterprise, private ones, actually, but right through criminal foreign influence itself, use remotely /s of their difference /s and their uses of other people's differences. This is inter and intracultural too. They have all sides of criminal and civil cases. They have black and white female judges, forced self-value collusions, right where they don't self-value because they don't even know about it to an extent. With sexual medical offenders of kids, and with the campuses make leaking roles. Detective Samuda is increasingly involved with people involved with former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, involved with proven years apart first forced child abusers, leaders of kids, including sexual medical offenders of kids recorded with whiting forensics, changing and faking, hiding digital evidences, and collusions with New Britain Superior Court and their Facebook page too, and the Facebook page of Wethersfield Police, who also faked conversations and ties to me when I was a kid and now as an adult, and at the police station wasn't at all. And the kids that did go down there and speak with them, the recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed as ones involved intercities, planting evidences at and collusions with organized crimes at next to campuses, identity theft that were our equivalently value as conscious identity theft, fraud, slander, and they're educated. In other words, that's why they're valuable. They're putting fake transcripts on campuses that are filmed 24/7. There are a whole bunch of ways to say we're going to examine this throughout history. How people have said, or assume, while they're forging and switching names, for example, in sequences, they're recorded threatening me not to say anything about how they fake transcripts, fake ties, fake natures, the differences of guilt, multiple police departments and police forms with the FBI at the same time, and the federal criminals that are not even the same ones, but some of them are federal criminals that were co-defendants in a 2006 district court case. WFSB has federal evidences crimes with them, identity theft, fraud, slanders with them, and collusions also through time. A whole bunch of boyfriends tied to one of the male and females that use the name Bobby are involved with Elm Street and Rocky Hill and Wethersfield, and with conjunctions to it into that, like the state judicial branch offices, who have and have had collusion /s with various courts, families, and intimate ties, and people that live at and next to the campuses who are also intelligence families, but criminally foreign influence, tactical delusions, wrong. And so they also use such oh, look, he said that, and they're leaving out the predicate acts that are the proofs, pretending we have to sue and pick things because they have all kinds of predicate acts, all kinds of distinct natures of organized crimes against me and others. So Channel 3 News attaches little kids to fake ties and conversations with doctors as people involved sickly with religious sense and sensibilities and with tactically, criminally foreign influence readings of books and of religious books, right where the sciences are, because of their crime methods that are dependent upon. On a mass scale, they have been committing predicate acts and breaking rules, pretending rules of value to get over on exceptions, fake and plain exceptions. They recorded that they even people uncharged with crimes, like still they were arrested, but I mean not convicted of a crime. They've been using the prisons with like 6 months because you have a huge bail. They've been using the prisons